Welcome, everyone. This is Joe Dager, the host of the Business 901 podcast. With me today is Mark Hunter. Mark is a thought leader, and I might add, a great speaker in the field of sales. He is also the author of two amazing books, High Profit Selling and his new book, High Profit Prospecting. I always kind of feel that social media is out there to extend a conversation, not necessarily to create one. Okay? And, that's how I phrase it. How should sales use social media? I mean, you mentioned it.
Yeah, well, it is. It does a great job of creating and does a great job of extending. I'll share with you a situation. I was just yesterday in Chicago meeting with a company who we've engaged with. They're now a client of mine. And one of the VPs I was meeting with says, man, you create some credible content. We've been using your content for a good couple years with our salespeople. We love you. We're so glad we're engaged with you. So what did I do? Somewhere along the line, something was created and they saw it and they engaged with me. Now, I wasn't sure that I didn't know they were engaged with me. They're one of just the many, many thousands of people that are out there on the internet and so forth. But along the way, I was able to ultimately take that to a one-to-one conversation, which then wound up creating a client I can work with, you see. So I look at social media and social selling as really being up at the top of the funnel. And here's a way to look at social media and social selling. If I look at whether it be LinkedIn, let's keep this from a B2B perspective, LinkedIn. My whole goal, I want to see LinkedIn as really nothing more than the telephone in a different format. That's what I want to see. I want to see it as a telephone in a different format. I'll give you a quick example. 6 or 8 months ago, I was just responding to some questions out on LinkedIn and participating in some discussions. I was learning. I was getting content and getting ideas and sharing content and ideas. And there was another person who was responding in this discussion. It happened to be in a group, and it was interesting. And then before I knew it, he shot me a LinkedIn message saying, hey, really interesting. And he posed a kind of a more private question regarding his business. I responded back. He responded back. Within about 3 messages over the course of about 2 or 3 days, he said, and never had a phone number, never had an email, it was all through LinkedIn. He responded back. He said, hey, I talked to my VP of sales and I want you to talk with him this week. What did that do? You see, we were using LinkedIn as basically the telephone, okay? And then it really did shift to the telephone. He wanted me to hook up with his VP of sales. And did it turn into a client? Yes, it turned into a client.
So you're saying that social media does have a place, but I guess, where's the return? How much time should I spend? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's a big issue. Because we can throw away a lot of time, right?
Oh man, looking at cat videos. Yes. Here's what I say. Wake up each day and ask yourself this question: is what I'm going to do going to be a revenue producing activity? If it's not a revenue producing activity, why am I doing it? We can't just sit there and say, in fact, I got into a long discussion with this the other day with somebody, a very successful salesperson. And I said, I don't spend more than about 30 minutes a day. This is me. I don't spend more than about 30 or 45 minutes a day max on social media, period. That's it. That's in fact, really probably less, probably only about 30 minutes. That's it. I'm in and I'm out. Now, I do use some automated tools. There's, how can you use automated tools? Wait a minute. Well, why would we not use some automated tools? There are some thought leaders and some real thinkers that I know they put valuable content out there. So I want to be able to share that with my audience. So I've got some tools, right? But I really only spend maybe 30, 45 minutes max. And that's out of probably about an 11-hour workday, okay? So really it's only about 8 or 9% of my time. That's it, period. You have to earn the right. I see so many people going broke throwing content day in and day out on social media. I mean, it really, social media in and of itself doesn't feed your children. Now, I love social media, but see, I got to use it right. I get a lot of business off of social media. I get a lot of business from social selling, but it's one of my tools. It is one of my tools. It's not the tool. My primary tool is still, it is the telephone, and it is email, and it's face-to-face. I don't hesitate to get on the plane and travel to go have a sit down. 2 weeks ago, I flew down to Phoenix for breakfast. I live in Omaha, Nebraska. I flew to Phoenix for breakfast with a potential client. Why? Because it made sense. Now, not every business can do that and so forth. I get that. But don't think that I can just aimlessly throw stuff out on the internet and everybody's going to love me. Not going to happen.
I've read High Profit Prospecting. I've listened to it, I think, twice now, okay? The audio is nicely done. I want to make sure I compliment you on that before you get away from me, okay? Great book. It makes a lot of sense and a lot of practical stuff you can put to use. What's the best way for someone to learn more, contact you? Of course, High Profit Prospecting is on Amazon, but where else do I find it?
Yeah, you can. Hey, jump out to thesaleshunter.com. When you got that name, you got to use it, thesaleshunter.com. You jump out to the website. There's a ton of things out there that you can download, you can use. And hey, of course, you can find me on social media. I'm all over social media. I'm all over LinkedIn. I'm all over Facebook. I'm all over Twitter. And I'm all over YouTube. But engage with me, because I love it when people, in fact, it's funny, just yesterday, a gentleman, he was reading the book, sent me a question by way of Twitter. I loved it. Send him back a quick note. I said, hey, I'll have more time tomorrow. I'll get you a better response. But I love engaging with people, so don't hesitate. And hey, let me give people my number, because you know what? I talk about the telephone, 402-445-2110. How's that? You got my telephone number. There you go.
I think that's awesome, Mark, and I hope someone burns your lineup with it, okay?
I love it.
So, okay, I'd like to thank you very much. This podcast will be available in the Business 901 iTunes Store and the Business 901 blog site. So thanks to all the listeners out there.
Great selling.